plug it in, this goes green, and there's got to be enough pressure on both clips to make good contact. Without good contact, it'll still drain this while the car will not start. So I will see these lights slowly go down while the car is not starting, and that is very stressful. But the green light that comes on, and there will be a blue light that turns on, that means that it's on, and then the green light turns on for, I think, like 5 seconds. No more than 10, but I feel like it's 5 seconds or less. That's when you can actually start the car. Once the green light goes away, you have to reset it. As far as I know, unplug it, plug it back in, or disconnect it from the battery. Obviously, the easiest way is to unplug it and plug it back in, but this is a difficult connector to just slide on and off. It takes a lot to get it connected all the way and to remove it. So by the time you try to remove it, usually you accidentally knock the clips off of where you had them. And it's just a cycle that makes you fucking pull your hair out when you're already cold and miserable. And in this positioning that I have it now, I have to use my left hand to try to start the car. That's a new one. I've never seen that before in my life. I'm usually clipping it on the bolt itself, not on the metal that I just unsheathed. It is not clamping like I'd hoped. It's not very tight. It is just slipping across. But it is slipping across nothing but metal. I've never seen that red light before. That is very concerning. That's right. That's it. That worked. And I had that part that I was clamped up to taped up. I think that's some tape back there that I ripped off. But I had it taped up just so nothing would accidentally hit it, because any ground that hits that exposed metal there, that'll cause some issues. So like if I try sliding this up and I don't notice that there's, you know, the frame of the car, we're gonna have some sparks and a bad time. This only covers so much, but I finally untaped that so I could do what I just did, which is the first time I've ever done it that way. Usually I unscrew this and then try to pull this up here as much as I can and clamp onto it, which is also not the easiest. And I haven't used it yet, but I have a new idea. The best solution would be to get a new battery, I think. Working with what we have, this was the original power cable that came with it. So I've been thinking about hooking this back up to it. I'm not gonna do it right this minute, but I'm thinking if I actually bolt this down on there, not remove anything, just bolt it down additionally, then I'm gonna have this live big area here. Maybe I can even put it inside a sheath, but I'd have this loose up here that I could clamp onto with this and not have to reach down and do all this crap. I think there's enough that I could connect between the two of those that it would be a great connection. But I haven't done that yet, and I've been having a decent luck with this lately where I haven't actually had to jump start it like this in several days. Let's make sure nothing extra is laying out here. I did have this actually bolted up here, or screwed down on several of the brackets, but I've had to change this so much it gets old. But it is very nice to have it mounted, because otherwise when you're trying to turn the switch on or off, or plug in like a USB device and it's moving around on you while you're trying to plug something in, that is also enough to make you throw things. But as it is now, with just one screw, I do want to screw in the other side, but I'm not going to right now. But at least I can sit here and push on it and it's not sliding up on me. I do not like having all this metal just out there. That's my slow charge kit. I'm glad I did that. I've been looking for this guy. Let's see how lucky I am. Big bat. That makes me at least happy. That is a nice end to this crappy situation. And you'll be good for later. I'm in pain. So that is what I've been doing, at least I'd say several times a week. I don't know why. I don't know if the cold weather affects it. So when it gets really cold, that's no bueno. But I try, like lately, the devices that pull the most energy that I've been using, since my handheld vacuum, my Wise battery handheld vacuum has stopped working since I've been in here. I've been using my, I think it's in the trunk right now, but I've got a very small shop vac, one of those that's like literally like the size of my head. But it still pulls enough, like whenever you run it, it'll like start slowing down, and then the car like has to rev up, and then it goes back to full power. So it'll drain the battery real quick. So anytime I use it, I try to let the car run for a little while after. And if I'm thinking about it, I try to like rev the engine, get the alternator working hard. But besides that, my coffee maker, which I use for hot water, if I wake up in the middle of the night and want a little treat and warm myself up, if I use the coffee maker and then just turn that off and turn the car off, by the time I wake up, it's dead. So I've been trying not to do that. I think last night I may have used the vacuum too much right before. But I got it going again, thank God.